Welcome, casual Bless Unleashed adventurer, to Mom's Basement, where I'm your host today, once again, DirtyHotte. And today I'm bringing you another Crusader build video. The Lionheart Blessing, okay? So what's that blessing about? Crusaders know that Crusaders have shouts. That's why they are Crusaders. Non-Crusaders also know that Crusaders have shouts. And if you don't know that Crusaders have shouts, Crusaders have shouts. Now I told you. So what Lionheart is all about is basically using your buffing shouts and add damage to them. So that was just at level 10 to test the stuff. I will show you the max bonuses on the cheat sheet in just a second. But let's go over this one quick. Shout type combos and skills. So that's the war cry in the mouse button combo. Damage enemies within a 5-meter radius with X% of your attack power. So for the shout damage, high attack power is beneficial because it directly scales from your attack power. And yeah, with that said, we have a few points I want to talk about, and let's just hop over to the cheat sheet because then it's much easier what I have in mind. First of all, can we all appreciate that beautiful lion, the king of the jungle? Which is total bullshit because lions don't live in the jungle. It was a nice little Photoshop edit. And it's also the question, is the Lionheart Blessing actually a lion or is it a little kitten? That's what we will find out today. And so here the Lionheart Blessing passive max rank stats. So at max rank, your shouts do 320% damage of your attack power, and your shout charges are up to 3. What they are basically also at level, I don't know, 5, 10, 1, pretty early. So mine with level 10 are already at 3 charges. Then the passive shout. Shouts increase damage of Warcry, Great Slash and Spinning Slash. By 120%, that's actually the combo in the Warcry line, okay? So let me just switch back to the combos and show that. So that's basically this line here, okay? This is where you have Warcry and then Sweeping and Spinning Slash. So it's buffing the damage of those two. And then we have that shout. Okay, now we have to talk about that one. Shout. The chance of reactivating by 66%. And I was like, what is that blessing talking about? Okay. So let's go back in game. And what does that actually mean? Okay, what does that actually mean, my shout? Using shout skills has an X% chance to activating the effect one more time. And I was, what is it talking about? Okay, and I might need some community help here from you guys. Is it actually activating the effect again, like attack power bonus by 10% and adding another 10%? I'm not sure about that, but what I found out, and let me test it here. What I found out, what it definitely does. Oh, we have just an enemy here. So we use our shouts to do damage, okay? So 12,499. And here you have seen it, okay? One critted and one was normal. So that chance seems to be now double crit. Seems also to add a chance that you do damage a second time with the shout, okay? So basically double the damage. That's interesting to know. And I'm not sure if it's the only one or if also the effect of the shout is stacked. I don't think it is. I think it's just double damage. But back to the cheat sheet for now. So that's the first information I want to give you here. The chance of reactivating the shout actually means adding the shout damage again. Then we have overwhelming defense. Guard or successful counter attacks reactivate the current active shout. So basically when you use your guard, there's a chance to reactivate that shout and the shout damage again. The same with counter attack. Then we have powerful cry. Shout cooldowns minus 50%. That's nice. That's nice, and that adds some fun possibilities to Lionheart. We will talk about that one because I had an idea in mind because of that, and we will talk about that one in just a few seconds. Then we have defense penetration, plus 16.5%. So defense penetration is more something that you want for PvP compared to PvE, okay? It's also something I tried, which was pretty fun, and I will talk about that one in just a second. Then with the blessing basically down, let's talk about the skills I use here for the PvE testing. And there are a lot of different variations to that, so you don't have to run the first skill, Carve a Path. I basically use that because it's a good single target and a good AoE damage skill, and because I have pants which add levels to the Carve a Path skill for free. You can also use the Final Strike and take your time and charge it. You could use the Slash skill, where you can do damage from a distance. You can use a mobility skill if you want. I would say that's totally up to you. The interesting skills for Lionheart, the ones you really want to use, are those. Basically all shouts that are available for the Crusader, I would pick and put in there. So the Furious Warcry for your attack power buff for the group, and also AoE damage because of the Roar of the Lion. Same goes for Resolute Warcry, but as a defensive buff. And then we have Shield Wall. Protective area, which reduces the damage by 30%. That's at least... yeah, I think that... I think the percentage doesn't go up, but the area of effect gets bigger when you level that skill up, okay? Talking about skills, because I leveled the skills a little bit to see how they scale. And now let me show you just briefly the skill cost, okay? So when you go for a shout build, and don't get shocked, ladies and gentlemen, please sit down before I show it to you. So right now you can see my Warcry skill is only at level 8, and the next level costs already 392 skill points. And that's like a shit ton. Okay, that's like a lot for those of you who play Bless Unleashed. Some of you might have gotten a heart attack right now. I'm sorry for that. I just wanted to show that because I just tried that yesterday and was like, what the fuck? So, but we talked about that one. So let's talk about some synergies between the blessing and the skills actually. So I said it, Roar of the Lion, that's basically your bread and butter. That's why all shouts you have now do damage, and you have 3 charges of them. So that's basically your main damage source while buffing everybody around you at the same time. And then we have Powerful Cry with the shout cooldowns and with Shield Wall leveled a little bit. That's the only possibility I found so far to have Shield Wall active 100% of the time, okay? Because of the combination of the Powerful Cry and the Shield Wall leveling. Because otherwise it has such a long cooldown that it's basically, it wasn't worth it for any other build. But with Lionheart at least it worked a bit. And now let's talk about class skills and their options. That's the one I used for testing, also for dungeon, because it was the least boring, okay? And I tell you what the idea was, and I will also tell you some alternatives after that. So I used Zealot's Fire because of the damage buff and the 3% chance of health regen when your bravery is filled when you activate it. Then Endless Crusade because of the +% crit chance, because most of you already know that my Crusader is built heavily for crit, at least for PvE. And then I combine it with the passive priority Righteous Vigor, also to have crits heal myself for 565 HP for each critical hit. Basically, that's just Righteous Vigor. I just mean to get that one first, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, just get that first, because later on, when you level further, let's check that in-game. So here with the class skills, just get that first, and then you will continue to level, and then go into Flawless Stance, so that you increase your guard gauge, okay? That's basically the thingy, the shield, the golden shield on your UI, which drains when you activate Zealot's Fire. So that's that. Back to the cheat sheet with that. So that's basically that's basically how I built that testing build, and we will do some questing with it in just a few seconds, or I show some gameplay running it. So basically my idea for playstyle with this build was, and it kind of worked, okay, because I have with Powerful Cry and Shield Wall, I have the option to have it 100%, I have 100% uptime, is that basically all my melees stand inside the shield wall, let's say for boss fight. I keep all the shouts up while I also do damage with that, and use my crit build with Zealot's Fire to heal myself. And I actually did a few dungeons with randoms, okay, with Circus, where it worked pretty well, okay, it worked pretty well. But the truth here is, okay, the truth is it's just not strong enough right now. let's talk about that, okay? Lionheart can make for some fun playstyle, some options, some fun options. It's just not on par with the with Valor or Crescent Moon, even for support. Okay, I think for support, for good group, Crescent Moon is just the top dog right now. Yes, they buffed Lionheart already a little bit, and maybe in the future, Cost Dreadnought, maybe in the future we have Lionheart on par, and we have maybe also Wolf on par, because I'm all for variety. Okay. So with that build, as I said, it's built around some crit. I'd say the stats to focus are crit rate, and then attack power, and then crit damage. For the way I use it, okay? For the way I use it right now. And before I show some gameplay running that, here's a little tip if you want to have some fun, okay? If you want to have some fun and are into PvP, do exactly that. Don't use Carver Path, maybe pick a mobility skill. I would say Dauntless Charge, because you have 2 charges then. And then use the guard stance and the passive, where you guard, like, what was it? 300, so all around you, 360 degrees. Okay? And then basically just follow the ranged guys, try to put out 1 or 2 shouts, and as soon as they want to attack you, trigger your guard and hide, because that might trigger all the damage effects again, and they basically do no damage to you. It's damn annoying in the arena. So I was doing that in the arena, and it's like, so that was the Lionheart Crusader build, a cheat sheet for PvE. Okay, and now let's have some gameplay before I might switch back to Crescent Moon or not. It's actually, I mean, it's okay. I guess I'm much faster with Crescent Moon. Not sure about that, but it's actually fun. Yeah, and I use Shield Wall and Shield Crash again, which you basically don't want to use with that build. You want to use this one. Can we just say that I'm actually right now surprised by the damage that combo does when you have all the shouts active? You can try to send that one as a whisper. Or did you accidentally have again a dot at the extra armor stuff? Don't do accidental dots, Raga. I mean, I believe in you. One day you won't make them anymore. The dot mistakes, I mean. One day. And all I have to say for now, it was great to have you all here. I hope you enjoyed this piece of content regarding also the Lionheart Crusader Blessing. And I hope to see you next time here at Mom's Placement.